What if I told you that the first diverse communities in the history of the world to build complex structures weren't humans? Not a huge surprise, right? But what if I told you that it wasn't even animals? What about even plants? But that is increasingly what scientists are finding to be true. In July of 2008, Felicia Go, Michelle Allen, Stefan Luco, Tomohiro Kawaguchi, Alan Decho, Brendan Burns, and Brett Nayland began to study stromatolites off the coast of Western Australia. Basically what they did was they took slices from different layers of the stromatolite that they found in the water, and so in the lab they were able to study the genetic makeup of each layer to see how different they were, or to determine whether or not stromatolites were the same throughout their structure. What they found was actually that each layer was notably different. Single-cellular cyanobacteria were at the surface level, but under that surface, they actually found archaea and bacteria, especially bacteria that filter out sulfur from the water, which is not what cyanobacteria do. Now, this might not seem huge, but archaea and bacteria are in fact entirely different kingdoms of organisms. So, to have them living and working together like this in an organism that is 3.5 billion years old or older is really an amazing discovery. And so especially what it shows to the scientific community is that the earliest fossilized life was actually probably multiple kingdoms, which means that they had to have evolved beforehand in order for them to be able to work together. Now, this paper is also important because it helps us understand how stromatolites have survived every extinction event in history, often coming back and thriving after the extinction happened. We see a huge level of diversity within these communities, and we see that the diversity in stromatolites is often what allows them to carry through extinctions, because they're able to withstand lots of environmental changes, whether it's sulfur in the water that the inner bacteria filter out, or an increase in temperature with which the cyanobacteria on the outside are able to thrive off of. So just remember, next time you stand in awe of human skyscrapers, just remember that there were prokaryotic equivalents of them 3.5 billion years ago, and new ones are still being made in the oceans today.